First, there was the Justice Secretary Michael Gove, godfather to his daughter. Then the man he describes as his old friend, Boris Johnson. And now it's his old boss and mentor, Michael Howard. They're all breaking with David Cameron to say they want out of the EU. Not only did David Cameron work for Michael Howard before he became an MP, he was also promoted by him and then backed by him for the leadership. Today I asked Lord Howard what it had been like when he'd had to tell David Cameron of his decision.
Well, I had a couple of difficult conversations with the Prime Minister, difficult for me at any rate, because I hate being on the opposite side of the argument from David Cameron. I've known and admired him for nearly 25 years. I think he's led our country with great distinction for the last 6 years. I want him to continue to be our Prime Minister for as long as he wants to be Prime Minister.
Do you think if Britain were to vote to leave at this referendum, there would be a realistic chance of other European governments coming back and saying, OK, come back, we'll give you another chance? Realistically?
I think there's a significant chance that would happen. I can't guarantee it, of course. They've got form on it. They did come back to Ireland and to Denmark. And I think the very factors that make it certain that we would thrive on our own, the fact that we are the fifth biggest economy in the world, the fact that we are the biggest military power in Europe, the fact that our institutions are more stable and deeply rooted than in any other European country, and of course the fact that we are the second largest contributor to the EU's budget. All those factors mean that we would be sorely missed if we did leave.
Out campaigning in Wales, the Prime Minister dismissed the idea of a second referendum and again made the case for Britain to stay in the EU.
I believe our future will be stronger, will be greater if we stay in.
Long-term observers of the Conservative hierarchy say the last week has been bad for the Prime Minister.
Well, you've got yet another ex-Tory leader coming out for Brexit, saying what the party thinks. Right now, I imagine that the Conservative members are going to vote perhaps 3-1 for leaving the EU.
He is trying to convince the country that he's right on Europe, but his opponents are bound to say, how strong is your case if you can't even convince your friends? Andy Bell, 5 News.